Radio, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again for joining us today on this stream. We are currently descending into Boston in the FSLABS A321 JetBlue livery. We're JetBlue 670, and we are pretty much on our approach. If you guys know, we tend to do some of our flights, just either on our approaches because I don't really get that much views on these videos. So going ahead and doing anything beyond our takeoff, flight preparation, the pre-flight, the takeoff, cruise, landing, there's not much to talk about really and truly. When our videos start getting a lot more traction, we'll add a lot more things to it. If you guys don't know, I do own the FSLABS A321. I don't own the Phoenix ones, mainly because the FSLABS are better in terms of persistence and their live models. That's why I love the FSLABS. So today we are on the RNAV X-ray runway 33 left approach into Boston. So we are pretty much on our descent. We've already gotten approval from ATC, from Boston Center, for us to make that approach. Initially, they were requesting for us to do 27. However, we are able to request, we are able to request within reasonable means. Runway 33 left is available. It's longer for me, to be honest. Our winds today at 330 at 9 knots, so I'm pretty much going to be getting a headwind all the way down. Our approach is from Bog, so that's basically where our transition is going to be from. Bravo, Bravo, Oscar, Golf, Golf. So we're making that approach right now. We're overland, and we are pretty much within that airspace for us to make that arrival. So currently, we're just going to go ahead and turn our seatbelt signs to on. After landing, we're going to do our walk around. With our aircraft, we do have our beacon light, which is out. So our top beacon light is out.
Okay, Kilo Hotel, connect Boston Tower 12818.
We've already switched on our seatbelt signs. They already went ahead and informed our crew. So let's switch over to COM 1 or VHF 1.
Say again one more time. Track Tower 12818.
All right, 2880 is already set here. This is going to be for Boston Tower. As we head over to the Bog waypoint. We do have a list of paper checklists here.
113 Foxtrot, Charles setting 300, join the localizer, just to maintain 2000.
That we are going to use for our arrival. So currently we're at our descent checklist, which we have completed. So for our descent checklist, we have our FMGS landing performance has been reviewed. Our TCAS, which should be set to below, we have it set to above.
JetBlue 670 cross box at or above 5,000, cleared the RNAV X-ray, runway 33 left.
Crossing box at or above 5,000, cleared for the RNAV X-ray 33 left approach, JetBlue 670. All right, so
Shamrock 107,
Landing lights
cross
are going
trace
to
at
on,
and
cross
maintain flight level
10,000.
240.
Our TCAS set to below approach
Cross
briefing.
trace at and
Currently, we are
maintain flight level
expecting the
240.
RNAV X-ray runway 33 left approach from Bog.
Control
We'll be
and
descending down
maintain flight level
and
240,
performing a
Shamrock
manual
107.
landing for runway 33 left. Currently, the weather information or the weather ATIS looks at our weather 330 at 9 knots. Our visibility is great. We got scattered clouds at about 3,300, so we should be looking out for those clouds. And at flight level 250, our temperature is 8, our dew point is 1, our altimeter is 3017. Um, Currently, we are not seeing too much issues in terms of our arrival today. Our decision altitude is going to be at 280 feet, and everything has already been set up here in our FMGS. So that's our approach briefing completed. Our anti-ice is as required. We are not going to require anti-ice to get into Boston today. The weather is still
Revolver
okay.
375 Connect Boston Tower 128.8.
Below 10,000, our seatbelt signs were already on. Our landing lights are on. Our EFIS, we're going to select landing system here. And we have already passed our transition altitude, so our barrel reference 1022, and our descent checklist is complete. That's changed to 1021 now. All right, and as per our EFB here, we can see our route. We're going to be coming in. Bog is going to be right about here, so we're going to be turning left, and then we're going to follow the coastline come in, making a pretty tight turn for our right-hand turn for the final for runway 33 left. Below 1,000, we should be autopilot disconnected, and we'll be flying this all manual. Now again, just for references, we do have our top beacon light off as per our tech log here. This is a non-performance, so it should not affect the performance of our aircraft. In about 100 flight hours, they should have this rectified. So we should not be should not have any issues. The last time we had our taxi lights off or in up, so we had to use our landing lights for taxi. So pretty much we go back to Navigraph here. Our ACARS, so our gate for arrival is Charlie 23. We should, if you notice it right here, we should have GSX already prepared and on ground for us for Charlie 23. So let us see if we can go ahead and request that in the air. To request that in the air, we should go to connections right here. We'll hit services. And Boston Logan right here. All right, Charlie right here. And then we're going to Charlie 23. Hit next page. Charlie 23 is selected. All right, handling by JetBlue Airways, and we're all set for that. So we've already requested our ground handling in the air. So after landing, we should have our ground services ready for us at Boston. All right, so we're pretty much going to follow this coast when we make that left-hand turn. So we're going to go into decel mode in just a second. That's where the aircraft is going to start slowing down for our approach. So it is going to go to the approach speed. Now, although it will go down to approach speed, the aircraft is going to maintain The aircraft is gonna maintain our approach pretty fine. Select approach mode here, seeing that we were already cleared for the approach. And what it's going to do is it's going to slow down right now, but it is going to maintain green dot speed until we're ready to extend our flaps for a landing. So once we start extending our flaps, we will have, once we extend our flaps, our airspeed is going to bleed off and the aircraft is going to maintain a slower and slower speed. But for now, it's going to maintain green dot. All right, so there we go, 28. And let's go ahead and switch over to 100 feet. So 28 set. All right, we got Navigraph in here. Let's go Boston. Let's do our approach. Let's do our star first.
American 1147, descend by the Roebuck 3 arrival, runway 27, the Boston altimeter is 3017.
All right, Roebuck 3 is popping in.
Descend via Roebuck 3 arrival, and expect runway 27, American 1147, thanks.
JetBlue 670, connect Boston Tower, 128.8.
28.8 for JetBlue 670, thanks. All right, we're over to Boston Tower. All right, so we click that. We're gonna go over here, and we are following the Roebuck 3 arrival. Boston Tower, JetBlue 670. We are on the Roebuck 3 arrival for the RNAV X-ray runway 33 left. All right.
JetBlue 670 Boston Tower, 2 departures prior to arrival, runway 33 left, clear to land.
And we're clear to land, runway 33 left, JetBlue 670. All right, so we got that. We are clear to land. And we have 2 departures prior to our arrival, so that's something that we have to be aware of as well. All right, so if you notice our runway is right here. We're on this side. We're going to be coming in, and then it's going to be a short turn in. Switch to 10-mile range. All right. So we're not ready for the before landing checklist yet. We got to swap around our checklist procedures. I'm not sure how our sim is going to handle heading into Boston today, but we're still seeing those scattered clouds. All right, so it's going to be a left-hand turn and a right-hand turn into Boston.
Number 2 Kilo Hotel, cautionary turbulence, previous departure, heavy A330, runway 33 left, line up and wait.
Cautionary services, line up and wait 33 left, keep it up.
Delta 629, heavy contact Boston Center, 134.7, good day.
Right, about 4,000. Aircraft is going to descend down to 2,800.
Number 2 Kilo Hotel, runway 33 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 33 left.
This is what we like. So if you notice, our we do have a headwind here. No tailwinds, low auto brake. Spoilers are going to be armed at this time.
We've now begun our initial descent. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened for the remainder of the flight. To begin ramping up use of laptops and devices of similar size, there's just a few minutes we'll be asking you to stop for landing. If you have completed a JetBlue card application, we'll be coming to the cabin to collect it for secure processing. As part of our commitment to safety from the ground up, we clean and disinfect our planes.
Wait for us to contact, but they're still speaking.
By checking around your seat and in the seat back pocket for items you wish to discard, and hand them to us as we pass through the cabin.
Hey, Islands Pilot, how are you doing? It's been a while. I'm missing those group flights.
2,500.
November 2 Kilo Hotel, contact Boston Center 134.7, good day.
134.7 K, 2 kilo.
Yeah, I had to do this flight a couple of days back, but I had to cancel the flight because I was super tired. I got out of work pretty late,
2,000.
and when I was attempting to do that flight, I was way too tired for it. Flaps 1. All right, we got Boston in sight. VDEV, and we should be okay. Let's go ahead and switch this on. So for our go around, we're on final approach here. All right, before we hit 1,000, we want flaps 2, going gear down. Runway turn off, taxi takeoffs, and here we go. All right, we're going flaps full in a sec. So speed check, flaps full. All right, yo, so we're all set here, and then our cabin crew, nope, they're done calling. So we're all good with that. So we got before landing checklist. Cabin crew is advised EFIS as required. FCU is on approach and the terrain is as required. Landing gear down, flaps set, landing. Spoilers armed. Auto brakes is low. FCU AP2 is off. Engine mode selector as required. Serial light, nose wheel, runway turn off, and our go around altitude is being set now. AP off. Check. All right, pretty good headwind.
JetBlue 565 Boston Tower, push at your discretion, do not block taxiway Alpha.
Do not block taxiway Alpha, JetBlue, 565 center.
All right, so I'm getting a little bit of input delay. Flight Sim 2024 still.
100 above.
Get a little bit of continue. We're gonna get the pitch command in a sec. All reds.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard. 10, 5.
And we're max reverse. We're not on center line, but the aircraft is getting blown around a little bit. All right, decel, max reverse. On the brake, auto brake disarmed. We're gonna exit after we cross this runway here. All right, so let's disarm our speed brake as we get into Boston here today. Welcome to Boston, guys. Pretty smooth, kinda.
JetBlue 670, turn left on November, taxi via Alpha to parking good day.
Left on November Alpha to parking, JetBlue 670. Thanks. See you. All right, we're kind of off the taxiway center line there, but Charlie 23 should be a little bit down this way. All right, so we're gonna hold off here. Let's get our nope. go. Flaps going up. Yeah, I think while I was on my descent here today, I had, well, not on descent, but during cruise, I had these weird jerking bugs. So I'm not sure what that was about today. I'm not seeing Charlie 23. I think I'm lost already. Let's see. Let's zoom in. Let's head over here onto Alpha. Need a pretty hard turn. Alright, so we're gonna request our thing here, so you can just go in here, hit request follow me. Follow me is requested. I think it's one of these gates, but I'm not 100% sure exactly for Boston, so I'm not gonna risk it for now. Oh, I think I see it already. Gonna hold here. I think we gotta do Charlie 23. So Charlie 23 is heading left down here. And the thing about it is with the FSLABS,
8565, give way to company that just entering the ramp and then taxi runway 33 left to the Alpha 1, Bravo, Charlie, cross runway 4 left, hold short runway 4 right.
And the thing about the FSLABS is if you don't select or you are not in the correct gate,
8565, runway 33 left, taxi via Alpha 1, Bravo, Charlie, cross
GSX is not going to
runway 4 left,
activate to
hold
give you
short runway
anything.
4 right.
Charlie 202123, 2223, got it. Just a little bit out there.
Taxi through Alpha 1, Bravo, Charlie, cross runway 4 left. I am
26. Oh my god, I'm already lost. Alright, so it's one of these.
Negative, just wait 8565, runway 33 left, taxi via Alpha 1, Bravo,
Keep an eye on those
Charlie,
gates.
cross runway 4 left, hold short runway 4 right.
Oh, sorry, so JetBlue 8565, taxi via Alpha 1.
Does not seem like they sent someone out yet.
Bravo, Charlie, cross runway 4 left, and hold short runway 4 right.
Yeah, so now they send someone here. Let's see if they can show me that spot. Oh, there it is, over there, all the way over there. Okay, we're going over there. So we were at the right, we had the right plan in mind, we just did not know how to execute it properly. Okay, so we're heading down here for Charlie 23. There's our progressive taxi. We're just gonna wait for him to come in and guide us into the gates. I don't normally fly out of Boston that often, so I mainly fly the, there he is, he's coming up off our right hand side there, and here he goes. Perfection. Alright, so here we go, APU bleed is on. Does not look like we need any brake fans today, our brakes are not that hot. And here we go. Alright, landing system and flight directors are off. Flight director 1 is off, but flight director 2 is still on. Let's go ahead and switch that off. In the Phoenix one, this engages both of them.
3434.
Yeah, that's actually, the feature is only for the FSLABS actually. So it's not for just for GSX, but FSLABS is integrated heavily with GSX. So it adds that feature to the FMC.
Your radar contact cleared into Boston Bravo airspace via the Kent route, maintain VFR at or below 1000.
Here we go. We're
Clear the
turning
special
in.
airspace via the hamster, maintain VFR at 1000 for FSLABS.
That's why I love the FSLABS a lot heavily than the Fenix, because
Alpha Tower Sky Echo 49 requesting
they have a lot more added and a lot more things added to their.
Skyka 49, push
There's
approved.
our parking gate right
push
there.
through Sky Echo.
So let's get in, get a little brakes on, get the lights off. We don't blind them, and in we go. All right, Charlie 23 ahead of us. We do have safe dock, but this aircraft has so much power. A little bit to the left there. There we go. A little bit to the right, and we're good. Oh, too far. Alright, so it's fine. They said it's a little bit too
Sorry,
far.
who was that for push?
Brakes are on, and here we go.
Cathay 811 Heavy Bot Star, push
Alright,
approved.
so beacon lights are off. PCA is connected already. And the boarding requested. So we got our chocks on, and we should request our. Thank you. All right, let's turn our radar off. Everything else is going off right now. Transponder to standby because you do need it on the ground. Run our services, and we're going to request our ground power unit. This is something that is available to GSX, not only native to the Flight Sim Labs. So you can use that on any aircraft, including the PMBG ones, and this is not connected properly, so we won't see passengers visually. All right, ground service, a request.
JetBlue 565, you missed the turn on to Charlie there. Can you make a 180?
I don't think so. He's not going to be able to make that 180 there.
180,
All right.
565.
All right, there the boarding passer. Okay, it's not close enough to any door. So as I
Skyka
said,
49, ground just open, so when ready you can call ground 1-1.9er.
Okay, then we'll go to ground 121.9.
in fact, he didn't have ground service. That's why. Okay, so yeah, I was supposed to be a little bit to
heavy
the
ground
left.
just open, when ready contact ground 1-1.9er.
Alright, so our parking checklist, our brakes are on, APU bleed is on, masters off, fuel pumps. We're gonna switch those to off. Alright, they knocked. There we go. Alright, APU goes off. Alright, seatbelt signs are off, transponder mode is off, anti-ice is off, exterior lights are as required, external power is on, APU master and start is set to off. So there we go, parking checklist is complete. And yeah, pretty much they put us behind a pole or something. So let's see if we can got a lot of persons on the ground here. And we're gonna perform the after landing our walk around. I don't think we landed that hard, did we? Let's see. 243. I'll take it. I definitely need to try that new DLSS stuff that you were speaking about, Islands and Pilot, and see how it works. All right, looks good. Let's check our brakes, something that I don't do on the Fenix because it does not simulate this, but on the FSLABS it does. If you look here, you can see right here that our brakes are not, well, our right brake is a little bit in,
Central
our brake
aircraft
pin.
lost information. Kilo is now current. Altimeter 3019er.
Oop, where's our aircraft? I kind of lost myself. There we go. And we can go to the front here, and you can see the brake wear indicators here as well. So we gotta always keep an eye on those.
You don't have to acknowledge that.
And these are pretty much brand new. They just changed these brakes, so we're okay with those. So on
JetBlue 8565, cross runway 4
on
right.
our right hand side here, we don't have to worry about brakes because it
Charlie.
looks like they just changed. But on the left hand side, the right tire or the number 2 tire, the brakes are wearing down. So this is something that we have to keep in mind for any other flights that we're making. So we gotta try our best to remain on low auto brake
right,
for
hold short runway 27.
majority of our flights until the next change happens. Yeah, but in the aircraft, we do have an issue with. Oops, I'm inside of that. We do have an issue with our
No
top
problem.
beacon light. Our bottom beacon light works, but the top one does not. So they're going to be working on that. For at least for the next flight. They said within 100 hours, but I'm going to put in a request for them to have it changed.
And
We're in
remember,
Boston,
it's
so it should
always
be okay.
best to
Should
ask
be quick, should be
multiple
easy.
times than do something wrong.
Typically I don't use the DLSS option. I don't use the DLSS option. Let's do both, please. Yeah, so I don't use the DLSS option mainly because I think my TAA works fine, but I'm not opposed to trying it or using any of them. All right, so here's our tech log. Upper beacon light near the end of life. Double flash observed. Requires replacement within 100 flight hours.
Shower, Flight 1, what's going to be needing to go on the Quant route? It's just on the south side there of the Boston.
We have had, these are the amount of faults that we've had so far.
Flight 1, Roger. Landing's going to be at
And they resolved the taxi light in-op today, actually. Just before we did our flight, they were able to fix the taxi light.
565 on Charlie, cross runway 27.
So these are all the failures this aircraft has had. And then we had an engine 2 vibration indication, intermittent on engine. So yeah, they fixed that today as well. Wow. Okay. All these, if you notice, they have specific times that they fix these. So you can actually see when they resolved it. We also had the damaged seat pockets. They fixed that. They fixed that today. And then we had the USB sockets issue, which they fixed I think that was October or August, somewhere August 16th. So yeah, the aircraft damages while it flies. Even when you're not in flight with it, this typically gets damaged. The aircraft does get damaged even when you're not flying because it simulates that other crew are performing operations with the aircraft as well. So you expect certain things when you get in. Like for example, if I restart this entire simulation and I go back in, I may only have our one issue, which is a non-performance issue, but I may get other issues because again, it simulates that crew is flying. Like for example, I hop off here and I spend a day or two outside of the sim. When I come back, I'll have something extra here, something else that another crew has found while they were doing their there we go, we got lab service. So this is automatic only for the FSLABS because again, they are connected with GSX. And it's fully integrated. So you have laboratory service, portable water service, you got catering, you have the ground power is something that is native to all aircrafts, but the ground power is also connected properly with this. So they designed it around GSX as much as possible. They had it with on Flight Sim X as well, and they have incorporated it here as well. So if we did not get to stand Charlie 23 when we stopped, it would have told me, hey, you're not at the right gate. so you're not able to, or ground services are not available, because our gate
Runway
is here, Charlie
8565,
23.
contact Boston Center 134.7.
But
Contact
after
Boston
100
Center
flight hours, this is going to go away,
134.7,
so
JetBlue
we'll no longer see it.
8565.
They will change it,
Goodbye.
and then you can see the
Yeah.
fault history here. So let's see. In it, and normally after landing, you come into your init here, or your AOC menu, and you go to init, and then here you can actually enter your who landed the aircraft and so on. But right now I've noticed that they done that automatically. So if we go to flight history here, you can see the flights that I've done, and what the last remaining fuel is. This is going to remain here, so the next time that we come in to hop into the aircraft, it is going to be there as well. And if in the event that you want to know exactly where some of these are, for example, our fault history here, it does have an MEL as well. So if you go into your documents here, you can actually see you can go down to MEL right here. And we go into MEL, and you can see everything here, including, for example, our lights here. We had the light issue
Headlight one, Roger, radar service
previously.
terminated,
So if we
frequency
scroll
change approved.
down, where we had the taxi and takeoff light, so it says one or both may be inoperative. So yeah, it is illegal for us to go with either one out. We got beacon light, and they also give you procedures for these. So one may be inoperative provided that the strobe lights are operative, and no refueling with passengers on board is performed with the lower beacon light in op. So if the lower beacon light is in op, we'll not be able to refuel while boarding passengers. And we must have the strobe light operative. So yeah, it's pretty well detailed. And here we go. We have GPS 1 in op. The nav mode may be in op, provided that IR1 is operating in ATTI mode. IR2 and IR3 are operative, or in attitude mode, I should say. Predictive JPWS functions are considered inoperative, and check the landing. So we won't be able to do an auto land, a lot of different things. So they've fully incorporated as much as possible. Here it goes. So here's another note, especially for TCAS, ADF. We have so many different things here that you can actually follow through with. Look, we have a PU leak detection loop, maybe inoperative provided that, and then you just follow the information here. If all these are checked and to be working, then it is okay for you to work with it. So you follow everything through here to see exactly what you got. We got op procedures as well. So all these are things that can break and will break based upon your operations. So yeah. So you also it also tells you which checklist or QRH to go into for you to find exactly what you need. And also you have a normal procedures manual as well, so your SOPs and your supplementary procedures as well. So yeah, they're pretty good in terms of what they've incorporated into this aircraft. I wish one of the things that I nitpicked when I got the 320 from Phoenix is that particular things that they failed to add, and I wish they did add, but they didn't. Do have a checklist here as well that we can follow if we need to. So it also tell you exactly what you need to do, if it's challenge and respond, or if it's just silent and you just verify that things are there. So you don't need to call them out. The parking, you don't need to call those out. And yeah, pretty much very feature rich in terms of the systems that you get, or in terms of the functionality that you get. All right, let's go ahead and complete this flight in VAMSIS and submit.
Hello again, today 811 have you already short of runway 27.
Copy 811 Heavy Boston Tower, cross runway 27 at Charlie.
We also have ROPS on this implemented, especially for the Sharklet version. We do have ROPS, so that's also something that you can expect to see in these aircraft. Only for the Sharklets, the wingtip fences don't have it. We do have 2 ACTs, so that means that we can fly from Boston to London Heathrow
Skyhawk 49
in
Boston Tower,
one
cross
in
runway
one go.
27 at Charlie.
We're cross runway 27 at Charlie Sky 49.
All right, so pretty much our aircraft after doing our walk around looks good. So when we hand this over to the next flight crew that is going to take over, they don't have to, there won't be anything else except for what's in our tech log here, and for them to follow up with. So if anything extra comes up, they will add it here as well, and then the next flight crew that comes along can check the tech log and see exactly what is missing. We can also fix it right here by just hitting this, and then we can repair the defect, but I will let this play out because I've been letting it play out for a while. And each aircraft that you fly with this is not going to be for every aircraft in terms of, okay, well, we see this here. If we go into something like a Spirit Airlines aircraft, something else is going to be here. So it changes for each aircraft based upon the length of time that you have been flying it or the length of time that you left it down. But so this is pretty much it for us for this flight. We are gonna leave this down for a little bit, take a little rest, and relax for a little bit. I'm considering where else I'm gonna be flying tonight. We might fly out of Boston again and head back down south to Miami. See if we can get that done. Let me see what other flights we have here for JetBlue, and then we can make our flight down. We got Boston to Bermuda, but that's with the 320. We can fly Boston to Hiwanara with the 321. And to Barbados, we can fly down to Aruba, Cayman Islands, Nassau. These are all places that we can go with the 321, but these are pretty long. So guys, I'm gonna hop off, and hopefully I'm looking out for your video on that new DLSS, Mike. Thank you so much for joining me, Mike, and everybody else who joined in, and you guys have a great evening, guys.